Cade Cunningham against Washington did everything you could possibly do to make sure that his team beat the Washington Wizards and remain the #1 team in the East. He had 46, 12 rebounds, 11 assists, right? But he also set a record, missing 31 shots in the game, right? He was 14 for 45, okay? So he was doing everything that he could, right? So let's just take a look at this play right here. Now, you see this action right here. Duren has the ball, and they're going to get into a stagger on the weak side for Duncan Robinson, right? But watch the defense. He's basically hugging Duncan Robinson, and he didn't wait to see if it was gonna work. He could see right now nothing's happening. He's grabbing, he's holding. It's gonna be tough for him to be open, so he instantly switches sides. Let's go work this two-man game over here with Cade, right? So when Cade gets the handoff, because Duncan Robinson, he drags his man out, so now there's only 4 defenders, right? And there's a lot of space for Cade to work with, so he's able to just take his time, get 2 feet in the paint right here, and then give him that little shoulder bump. I talk about the shoulder bump a lot because it's one of the best moves, especially if you're a player who has the green light to shoot from the mid-range, right? So Cade's able to get himself an easy bucket right here to start the game, just from that weak side action. Now, before we continue this video, please make sure you like, comment, and share this video. Please share it with every Pistons fan you know, every Cade Cunningham fan you know, because I'm trying to build up a community where people can come and discuss basketball every single day, right? Now, one thing that you have to know about basketball, if you're having a rough night, if the team you're playing against is getting stops in the half court, you have to fight hard to get yourself easy points in transition. And that's something that Cade Cunningham is able to do, right? So right here in transition, he's coming down. Now, I think technically, when you catch the ball here, he missed Duren right here, right? He could have thrown this up and that could have been an easy lob, right? But regardless, he misses that. And in transition, one of the best moves you can do is an in and out, especially when the defender is backpedaling. That's so hard to stop when the defense is backpedaling. So he's able to get that in and out, and this is a nice floater off the glass. So this play has a lot of good action from the Pistons, and this is how Cade's able to get an easy assist, right? So they start with the away screen for Duncan Robinson. He's going to come over, and they're going to get into a double drag screen for Cade to come off, going and try to get downhill to his right? Now, Duncan Robinson, he's going to slip that screen and take his defender with him. And what that does is just, it creates a lot of confusion for the defense, and they end up getting a switch where now Cade Cunningham has Alex Sarr on him, right? Now, the defense, once that happens, everyone's antenna is going to go up because they think that Cade Cunningham in this situation is going to try to score. And they don't want to leave their big on the island, right? So nobody's really aware that right after that double drag, they're going to set a down screen for the shooter in the corner. He's able to come off for a wide open shot. This is just a lot of good action by the Pistons, and that's how Cade's able to get some easy assists right there. So again, if you want to be able to get easy points, you want to be a scorer, especially in today's game, great players have to be able to score in transition. So Cade right here, I showed you the clip of when the defense is backpedaling, how he did the in and out, right? But another move that also works is a spin move, because when defenders are backpedaling in transition, a lot of times all they're thinking is they want to cut off whatever move you make. So the spin move can work because it looks like he's going to attack hard left, and then as soon as he slides to cut him off, easy spin move, gets himself an and one, right? In transition, it's just one move, and either one move and go or one move and counter, and it works 9 times out of 10. You're going to get a good look because the defender is just trying to stop your first move. One of the best things about Cade, right, is that he has really good pace, okay? So on this play right here, you'll see the Wizards, they are downing or icing the ball screen. Depends on whatever terminology you use, right? But that's just when the primary defender on the ball is not going to let him go middle, right? So you see his positioning. He wants to keep Cade on the sideline, and then the big is here to kind of corral him, right? So the defense does a good job of kind of cutting him off, but watch the pace. He does that slow spin, right? That slow spin right there gets the defense to react, and then Duren can come up and set a good screen for Cade to get downhill, right? So he does that slow spin, and then when he comes off the screen, Cade sees the help defense coming up. And like I said, this game, he took 45 shots, and 11 of them were 3. So when he comes off that screen, he just pulls up for 3 at the top of the key, gets himself a big bucket. Now, as a veteran, right, Cade knows that he just hit the defense with that slow spin, right? So watch this play. This is the same situation, right? He does that spin, and the defense knows he just did that. They don't want to let it happen again. So watch the counter. You see how hard the defense jumped to make sure that he couldn't spin into the ball screen, right? This is just knowing, like, all right, if I just hit the defense would a spin go? And I spin again, they're gonna jump. This is just being aware, thinking ahead, right? So as soon as he spins, counter, and then now he has space to try to get downhill, get a nice little step back on the baseline, right? That's just him, you know. That's veteran. That's you can tell that he's becoming more of a pro and he's thinking the game. This is why he's getting so much better. Now here's another example of the Pistons scoring in transition. But first, I just want to highlight Jalen Duren. One thing I love is seeing players dive on the ground for a loose ball. Be the first player on the ground. That's how I know you're really fighting and you're trying to win, right? So things like that, that's why the Pistons are the #1 team in the East, #2 team in the NBA, because they just play hard, right? But again, Cade Cunningham is a great player in today's game, so he can score in transition, right? You have to take advantage of the times when there's only 4 people on defense right now, right? And they're all backpedaling. Nobody's in the paint. Nobody's ready. The NBA courts are so big, 4-on-4, it's impossible to really guard somebody by yourself. So again, he makes one move. Like I said, the defense is always going to try to cut you off in the transition. Easy spin move for the layup, right? So from this video watching, you can learn if you're in transition, in and out, or hard move left, spin back to the dominant hand. Opposite, if you're left-handed, hard move right, spin back to your left, right? Those are 2 moves that if you get that in transition, you're going to score a lot of points. Now this play right here, you can see the score. Washington is up by 3 with basically 2 seconds left, 1.9, right? And this play gets completely messed up when everybody trips over each other and half the team falls, right? Most times in this situation, you're probably going to lose because this play is completely broken, right? But watch Cade, right? Watch this defender here. He's kind of standing and watching. His legs are locked. Cade just knows to make a quick pass to the corner, and they end up making a 3 at the buzzer to tie the game. That's such a wild play, but you know, sometimes in basketball, the ball just bounces your way, and that's a prime example of that. Now I'm going to show one more play in transition just so that you really get the picture, right? Like when you're coming down and the defense is backpedaling, one hard move, right? So this hezzy cross, the defense wants to cut him off, and he can get right to the basket, okay? That is how you score in transition. The best players in the world are going to score in transition. If you're struggling from the field, guess what you should do? Fight hard to get in transition and get yourself or your teammates an easy basket, right? That's one of the best things about basketball, is that you can always do something else to figure it out. And Cade was able to do that. He only made 14 shots this game, and it's like half of them were in transition, right? So you have to do whatever you have to do to be able to put the ball in the basket. And again, that's why I think Cade is one of the best players in the league. And in my opinion, he's top 5, and he should definitely be top 5 in the MVP race this year. So you cannot have a good day unless you wake up early. All right, we got the new Jumpers for Breakfast t-shirts, and it's not just a shirt. There's an entire workout on the back, right? It says it again. You cannot have a good day unless you start early. Right here on the ingredients, these are all the shots that you need if you want to be a great shooter, right? It tells you the serving size, and it tells you how many reps you should make. Remember, these are all counting swishes, right? The serving size is 1 spot. So if you do these in multiple spots, you will be a very, very, very good shooter, right? On the side, it shows you the order that any of your training should go when you're working out by yourself. You don't have a program. You start with your ball handling, your finishing, form shooting, spot shooting, movement shooting, off the dribble shooting. Then you get some live reps in there, right? And at the bottom, I gave you some real game. Every move has a counter. Every counter has a pump fake, but that's not it. Everyone who purchases, you get access to my full 6-week Pure Score transformation, right? Which is 6 weeks worth of workouts. These are 42 workouts for you to use and become a better basketball player. This is an example of the type of workouts you would get, and you also get videos of everything that you need, right? So once you get it, you'll get access to the app. You'll be able to log in. You'll be able to ask questions. If you need more videos than what are provided, you can shoot me a message. I'll upload more videos. I just want to help people get better. Step 1 of doing that, go ahead and get you a Jumpers for Breakfast shirt. Make sure you head to the description, click that link, and let's start becoming better hoopers.